This is Kristen, and I'm going to bet that in 2021, 99% of you are going to ignore the fact that it takes gravity to have a baby. What do I mean by that? When you look at having a baby, most people end up sitting on a bed having their baby. They forget that babies come down and out. In fact, when your baby comes down, you have your baby easier. But for some reason, we're still sticking women on their backs. We're still sticking women in funny semi-squat positions. We're still putting women in all kinds of positions that just make it hard to push a baby out. And the truth is that babies are upside down, and when babies come out, they come out like this. And even if you're one of the 4% of women who have a breech baby, so your baby is coming out bum first, your baby still comes down and out. Most women end up doing most of their labor and birth sitting in a bed or in some other kind of awkward and cramped position. When you're having your baby, you want gravity to help you bring that baby down and out. In fact, you want gravity to help you even before it's time for you to push your baby out. Because when your baby is in the pelvis, your baby is not just sitting there doing nothing. Your baby is actually rotating and working to come down through the pelvis. And when you're in an upright position and when you're mobile, you're able to help your baby do those movements that he or she needs to do to come down and to come out. When your baby's head puts pressure against your cervix, which is what opens to help you have your baby, then it signals to your body that yes, it needs to open so that baby can move down and be born. So when you're up and when you're moving and when you're mobile, it really makes a difference. Now, you don't necessarily have to be standing, but standing is a good position, and especially early in your birthing time, if you can stand, if you can dance, if you can lean on your partner, if you can lean on a counter, sometimes having a counter down here at this level so that you can lean up against it and get your hips moving can really help. Using a birth ball can really help, because when you're sitting on the birth ball, again, you can just really rock your hips. And if you can imagine, when you're rolling your hips, it's helping push your baby down so that your baby's head pushes on the cervix, which is a positive feedback loop. It sends a signal to your brain for your cervix to open, which pushes baby down more, and your uterus to push down, which pushes baby down more, which starts that feedback loop all over again. When you're kind of on your back, your baby is actually angled somewhat like this. So if you can imagine, being born like this is not necessarily as easy as being born like this. And as you can imagine, when a baby is sitting like this, they're just not putting as much pressure on your cervix. So even though in 2021 we are a highly advanced species, we know so much more than we did so many ages ago, in some ways we've lost some wisdom, because wisdom says that a thing that is up here is going to fall, and that if something is down here, it's harder to push it uphill than it would be to just let it drop. So gravity still has a huge part to play in your birth. Try and be upright so that your baby is well positioned on the cervix. Another reason to be upright and move your hips is if your baby is in a slightly suboptimal position, so baby's tilted a little bit this way or that, that makes it easier for baby to really line up. And then of course, during the pushing stage, if you can bring your baby down, that really helps. What if you're tired? I hear that a lot. Kristen, what if I'm tired and I just want to rest? A good position to rest in is side lying. I also hear a lot of moms say, what if I feel like pushing too early? I'm upright and I feel like pushing and my midwife or doctor says it's too early. Again, that side lying position can help because it lets a little bit of pressure off of the cervix so that you can rest, and so that that pushing urge stops while you're able to open slowly during resting. But when you're ready for things to get going, or if you feel like things are stalled or slowed down, then you want to be upright. This is another reason to avoid interventions or to ask for intermittent fetal monitoring, which means that they listen to baby here and there, but they don't have a belt on you all the time, or you have a belt on you for a little bit during every hour, but not the entire hour, so that you can get up and get moving, so that you can help your baby come down and be born smooth and easy with gravity to assist.